Hey riders, welcome back to Wheel Relevant. Some names don't just fade away, they wait for the right moment to make a comeback, and when they do, they bring back stories, memories, and an entire era with them. For millions of bikers in India, the word Rajdoot is more than just a motorcycle. It's a symbol of timeless simplicity, raw power, and countless tales of open roads. In 2025, Yamaha has done what many thought impossible. They've revived this legend, not just as a tribute, but as a bike that's ready to rule the roads once again. Stick around as we break down what makes this revival special, from its design, engine, performance, features, comfort, and how it stacks up against today's competition. And most importantly, should you actually spend your hard-earned money on this piece of motorcycling nostalgia? Let's find out. Let's start where it all matters, at the engine. Unlike the old Rajdoot, which famously ran a robust two-stroke mill, the 2025 Rajdoot 350 carries a modern 349cc, single-cylinder, liquid-cooled, fuel-injected engine. It's tuned to produce about 30 horsepower at 9,000 rpm and 28 Nm of torque at 7,000 rpm. Now, you might be thinking, that doesn't sound mind-blowing on paper, but it's the way this power is delivered that makes it special. Yamaha has designed this new engine with a strong mid-range, giving you that satisfying thump and pull that old Rajdoots were loved for, while also ensuring it's refined enough for today's traffic and emission standards. The engine is mated to a 6-speed gearbox that shifts smoothly, whether you're crawling through city traffic or cruising at triple-digit speeds on the highway. The slipper clutch helps with smoother downshifts, especially if you like riding spiritedly. The performance numbers translate to a bike that feels lively without being intimidating. On open roads, you can comfortably cruise between 90 and 110 km per hour all day. Push it hard, and you'll see speeds close to 140 km per hour. Not bad for a bike that wants you to enjoy the ride rather than just chase numbers. Fuel economy sits around 30 to 35 km per liter depending on how heavy your right wrist is. Quite decent for a 350cc machine with this level of character. Moving on to how it feels on the road. The new Rajdoot 350 rides on a double cradle frame, paying homage to the old workhorse but with better materials and engineering. Up front, you get 41mm telescopic forks with decent travel, soaking up potholes and bad roads with ease. At the rear, twin gas-charged shock absorbers provide that classic look but with modern comfort. This is where Yamaha's experience shows, as the suspension strikes a sweet balance between old-school vibe and present-day practicality. Braking is handled by a 300mm disc at the front and a 240mm disc at the rear, both with dual-channel ABS as standard. This means you get confident braking even on wet roads or sudden stops, something the old Rajdoot riders could only dream of. The spoked wheels keep the vintage feel alive, but unlike the old days, you get tubeless tires, which means fewer worries about punctures mid-ride. Let's talk about what really draws eyes at the design. Yamaha knew they couldn't mess this up. They've nailed that retro modern balance with an elegant teardrop tank proudly wearing the Rajdoot badge in old school script. Chrome is generously but tastefully used on the exhaust pipes, mirrors, and side panels. The round headlamp stays true to the past but hides a bright LED setup with DRLs that light up like a halo when you switch on the ignition. The instrument cluster is a piece of art for retro lovers. A twin-pod layout that combines analog dials for the speedometer and tachometer with a small but clear digital display for the trip meter, gear position, clock, and fuel economy readouts. It's minimal but gives you all the info you need, without killing the vintage vibe. Sit on the Rajdoot 350 and you're greeted by a wide, flat handlebar, mid-set footpegs, and a well-cushioned split seat. The riding position is upright and relaxed, perfect for long rides or daily commutes. The seat height is accessible too, at around 790mm, making it friendly for shorter riders. The bike weighs around 185 kilos, heavy enough to feel stable at high speeds but manageable for city maneuvering. Another thoughtful touch is the exhaust note. Yamaha has worked hard to make sure the new Rajdoot doesn't sound like just another generic single-cylinder thumper. Instead, it has a deep, bassy note that's unmistakably old school, giving you that warm, nostalgic feel every time you twist the throttle. So, how does it stack up against its competition? Well, the Rajdoot 350 is stepping right into Royal Enfield territory. The Classic 350 and the Hunter 350 are obvious rivals. Compared to the Classic 350, the Rajdoot feels more refined, lighter, and just that bit more responsive. While the Classic 350 wins on sheer cult status and the unmistakable revibe, the Rajdoot scores high on daily usability and Yamaha's proven reliability. Then there's the Honda CB350, another retro contender. The Honda's strength is its buttery smoothness and premium feel, but where the CB can feel a bit too polished, the Rajdoot brings a raw charm and a more visceral riding experience for those who want a bike that feels alive. And then there's the price. Yamaha has played it smart here. Priced at around 2.3 lakh rupees ex-showroom, the Rajdoot 350 sits right in the sweet spot, ain't more affordable than some of its rivals while packing better features and Yamaha's widespread service network. That means easier ownership, cheaper spares, and better resale value down the line. Another big plus, customization. Yamaha knows the retro scene is all about making your bike your own. So, they're offering a range of official accessories from crash guards, custom seats, and tank pads to chrome add-ons and saddlebags. So if you want your Rajdoot to stand out at the next Sunday breakfast ride, you've got plenty of ways to do it without voiding your warranty. But it's not all sunshine. No bike is perfect. Some riders might wish for a slightly bigger fuel tank for touring. 14 liters is good, but a few extra liters would have been nicer for those longer rides. Also, while the engine is peppy and refined, don't expect explosive acceleration. This bike is about relaxed cruising, not racing from red light to red light. So, who is the 2025 Rajdoot 350 really for? It's for riders who crave nostalgia but don't want to deal with old-school headaches. It's for younger riders who want to stand out from the sea of look-alike bikes without sacrificing practicality. And it's for anyone who believes a motorcycle should have character, the kind that makes you take the long way home, just because you can. In a world of modern nakeds and aggressive sport bikes, the Rajdoot 350 is like a warm cup of chai on a winter morning. Simple, comforting, and something that just feels right. It won't scream for attention, but it'll get it anyway. So, should you buy one? If your heart says yes, your mind probably will too. The new Rajdoot 350 doesn't just ride on its legendary name, it earns it back, mile after mile. Reliable, handsome, and soulful. That's a pretty solid deal for just over 2 lakh rupees. So, that's our deep dive into the 2025 Yamaha Rajdoot 350. If you're planning to test ride one, let us know in the comments, or tell us your Rajdoot stories from back in the day. If you enjoyed this detailed look, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Wheel Reverend for honest, no-nonsense bike reviews, and tap that bell icon so you never miss what's next on Two Wheels. Until next time, ride safe, ride free, and keep the legend alive. This is your name, signing off. See you on the road.